believe in yourself? Huh? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? You believe in yourself, yeah. Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you?
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in once again to the Manny Horse Show. We are on episode number 7. I have today's guest as Veranda Rodgers. She's going to tell you a great story of triumph, getting through challenges, and being an extraordinary entrepreneur, extraordinary businesswoman, wife, mother, doing her thing and still grinding throughout the whole thing. So y'all get ready, tune in. If you have not watched the other previous episodes, please go to my YouTube channel. That's under Manny Hall, MANNYHALL. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Hey sis, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty well. Tell the people who you are.
So my name is Veranda Rodgers. I am the founder and executive director of Pregnant with Possibilities Resource Center.
Awesome. I've seen a lot of things on social media with Pregnant with Possibilities. Exactly what is it?
So Pregnant with Possibilities is a nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to 3 pillars.
Okay.
The first one is teen pregnancy prevention. The second one is we work with young ladies that are parenting or pregnant, and these are teen moms. And then the third pillar is a women's empowerment initiative that we host for women who are low income, underserved populations, so that they can create a plan and to be successful in their life.
That's awesome, because there's so many young ladies that need help.
Absolutely.
And young men for that matter.
Yes.
What made you get started with this?
So I actually got pregnant at 16.
Wow.
And then getting pregnant at 16, I told my parents, like, oh, I'm pregnant. And I remember vividly, my dad was like, oh, you're going to end up like the rest of your family.
Oh, wow.
So what does the rest of my family look like? Or some of them, they got pregnant, had children, and life stopped. The men weren't around. They didn't push to do anything greater. So I still see it so often that young ladies, have a baby, they drop out of school. And what most people don't realize is 7 out of 10 girls will get pregnant before their 19th birthday.
Wow.
So how do I help them be successful even when life happens?
Yeah.
Because it happened to me.
Right.
So.
That's deep. So with all that inspiration coming from like your own stories, like I got to get out here and try to make a difference. Has it been challenging?
Yeah, it's definitely had its challenges.
Okay.
It's definitely had its ups and downs. I remember when I kind of had this, when it was idea, right?
Okay.
And it was on paper, and I worked for a job that I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
And it was literally just on paper. And things happened and transpired that the job went under. Well, actually, let me not say it went under. My position was eliminated.
Okay.
And then so I was first forced to find something else. And I took a job that on day 2 was like, all right, God, this not for me. This not what I could do.
Gotcha.
And so it accelerated my fuel and my passion to go after everything that I wanted to do and accomplish. And in that moment, I dedicated as much time to making sure that this mission worked as I did to building somebody else's brand.
I love it. And see, the interesting thing about your type of organization is money doesn't come in as quickly as it would for this for-profit company. But it's like you really got to have a passion and a drive to continue doing it.
Absolutely. No, so it does definitely take time. You definitely have to be diligent, faithful, because you're going to have to write grants. You're going to have to seek after fundraisers, organizations, people who believe in the same cause and mission that you do. So it's definitely not for the weak at heart.
Right.
Because being an entrepreneur, especially as a nonprofit, requires you to work sometimes twice as hard.
Right.
Actually, I'm going to say 4 times as hard as anybody else.
Absolutely. And so what made you not give up when those times did get hard?
Because I had vows. So actually, like I said, I had a job that I didn't like. And I made the personal decision that I wanted to leave to fuel my mission. So I resigned from a job that I knew to be constant, salary. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to make it work at all costs.
Wow.
And with that, what I didn't want to do is show my husband, which we've been with together since 8th grade, show my children that I was a failure, or that I couldn't do it because I made the decision to make some sacrifices for our family, right? Yeah. I didn't want to make us look like like, oh, she just decided to do something else and put us in jeopardy and not going
Exactly.
anywhere.
Yep. And you know what? And can you talk about that part for a minute? Because I think that a lot of couples struggle with that. So there's one person that has this big dream, and let's just be honest, some of them dreams are like, wait, corny.
That's right.
They're just not gonna work. And it's like you're looking at your spouse or your mate like, you're not about to waste $500. You ain't about to waste $200 on that. That's whack.
So in a marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always gonna be some person who has these big lofty goals, dreams, things that they want to do.
Right.
And so I'm kind of that dreamer, right? I'm
Okay.
a Pisces by nature, and so in that I have a lot of goals, aspirations, and things that I want to do. My husband's more so the practical person.
Okay.
He will bring you to reality real fast.
Right.
But in that, I kind of told him like, hey, just believe in me, just support me.
Yeah.
I kind of wrote everything out. This is how I want it to be. This is what I wanted to accomplish.
So that's an important part of it, like making sure that you write it down and it's clear, and it's not just some vision that's on top of your head.
Right. So that is true. And so we did have a little bit of money saved up, because obviously you can't just jump out of here, and do something that may not be realistic. But I won't lie to you, it got to a point in time where I was like literally questioning God, like, okay, God, I did this. I put my family in jeopardy. I saw my bank account be here, and now it's all the way down here. Like, it got to the point where it was tight. So the question is, do you trust God enough to believe that He gonna take care of you? And I can honestly sit here and be a witness that there were times that I had to cry. There were times that I thought my husband was gonna give up on me. But in those moments, that kind of brought us closer together as a unit. Yeah. Because we didn't have anything else but to lean and depend on one another. Because it had got to a point in time where it was tough. It was rough. Like, okay. Yeah. Like, I made this decision for my family. Not saying that at the time that I had all the pieces and puzzles fixed and figured out, I didn't. Right. But together we worked through them as a couple. Yeah. And you have to be willing to be vulnerable. Have real, open, and honest conversations with your spouse or your mate about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Yeah. And in the rough moments, try to come closer together.
Now, what happens when you don't have that support? Because I see your husband at your events, sharing stuff, showing love. Some women, some men don't have that support. What do they do?
So, and so that's key, right? It's important that the person that you are closest to believes in you, because if not, it kind of creates a resentment. It creates animosity. Yeah. In that, you'll find yourself growing further apart and not closer. So what I tell people is, as you maintenance your life or your car, for instance, all right, we're going to get an oil change. Right. We're going to make sure the brakes is good. We're going to check the tires. You kind of got to do the same thing in your family and your marriage. Yeah. How you operate. So you need to have a real come to Jesus moment and figure out, like, where is the disconnect and why is there no support? Gotcha. Because if you're not getting that support from the person that you're connected to, you're going to seek it and look for it in other ways, which is going to create more division.
That's very, very true. I love that part. So with Pregnant Possibilities, you guys got anything coming up?
So yes, we're planning for everything within this new year. We are halfway through in our Women's Empowerment Initiative, which is actually sponsored by CareSource. Oh, nice. So we've already completed sessions 1 and 2, which session 1 was Women of Endurance. Yeah. So how do we push through our pain? Which session 2 was to get to our purpose. Okay. So Women of Passion. So understanding what your goals are and what we can do to help you overcome them. So on January 1st, Pregnant with Possibilities is doing a 30-day challenge. So I would love everyone to join in. Yeah. The 30-day challenge is, I would hope that right now you're planning out your life for 2018. What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to do? My goal is to make sure that everybody can win, right? There's so much money to be made. Why be so have so much animosity or think that somebody else is trying to come? Whatever is for you at the end of the day is for you. Absolutely. So how can we make sure that we all win and we get what we need? So with that, I want you to plan out your goals and start in January 1st. You can don't have these huge lofty goals, because when you have a whole lot of goals, it's hard to focus on what it is that you want to do. But what I always say is it takes 2 weeks to break any habit. Yep. And when you have bad habits, you can't just eliminate them. You have to replace them with good ones. Absolutely. So with the consistency for 30 days straight from January 1st until January 30th, I want you to post every day what you're working on towards your goals. So it could be a picture of you at the gym. For instance, you have a fitness goal. It could be a picture of what you're eating today, if that's part of your goal. It could be that you have you saved, I don't know, $20, and it could be a picture of your first $20 in your bank account. Whatever, you opened up a bank account. So every day I want you to post consistently, and you can post a couple of times a day on different goals, what you're doing, what you're creating. Make sure you tag us. We're on Instagram and on Facebook, so make sure you tag us so we can see your posts. And the person at the end of the month that has the most posts will win $100.
Nice.
So you can actually follow us on Instagram, which is pregnant_possibilities, and you can see the post about the 30-day challenge.
That's a great movement. I love that. I definitely want to get in on that. Not just for the $100, but I feel like it'll help me really stay accountable towards my goals.
Right. So when I do stuff, I don't do it just for other people. I also do it for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all have goals, right? And so when I look at my goals, and I always say consistency, but also you can't go where you can't see.
Right.
So if you haven't wrote anything down, if you don't have a real idea of what it is that you want to do and accomplish, then you're not working towards anything.
I totally agree with that. So with Pregnant with Possibilities, with all the events that you guys have had, do you feel that you've made an impact on the city of Cleveland?
I would definitely say that we made an impact on the city of Cleveland. One of the big aspirations of mine was to do the Mommy and Me Ball, which we hosted our first one in September of 2017. And in that, I was able to see, mothers and children coming together to show the importance of literacy, to show the importance of being there and being present. Because as women, we give so much to everybody else, and sometimes we operate on empty. So just being able to be present in that moment, and just to see the kids and the mothers smiling and happy and excited, like, it just did something to me. And even my I call them my babies that I have within the high schools, and within, I'm able to see the difference. I'm able to see changes, and from that, I'm appreciative.
That's awesome. Yes, well, that definitely shows that you have made a tremendous impact. Now, if someone wanted to volunteer, would they have that option to do that? Is there like a vetting process?
So absolutely. So we're always looking for volunteers. You can visit our website at www.pregnantwithpossibilities.com. You can actually go in there and fill out the drop. It asks you kind of like what your interests are in regards to volunteering. We do have to vet individuals out because we work with a lot of youth in school, so you will be required to do a background check, a formal interview process. So between volunteering, we're always looking for board members, people to come and share your ideas if this cause is definitely passionate or something that's near and dear to your heart. And if you don't even have a lot of time, then you can definitely just, donate on our page. You can set up a monthly donation of $10. That $10 will be able to help us fuel our mission to help some young lady who is in need.
No, you guys can also have help from outside the state, right?
Absolutely. We're always looking for, so you don't have to be in the city of Cleveland. You can be anywhere. And there's always things that you could do. Maybe even if you want to donate graphics or something for our events.
Gotcha.
All of these small things are things that we pay for from our organization that somebody could just donate their time or their services to help. And it doesn't even have to be monetary.
I love it. Now, see, I know you a little bit. You know my wife, so, we've kicked it, hung out some. But there's a lot of people that have no idea who you are. They might see you on social media like, wow, old girl doing her thing. But tell the people something that they don't know about Veranda.
So what they don't know about Veranda. I really am just a simple girl who that's, trying to make it and trying to be passionate. So every year I do a thing for my life. And so this year has been impact over popularity. So, right, the world didn't have to know who Veranda was.
That's right.
But in that moment, the people that I touched, the people that I was connected to, how did I make an impact in their life? And this is not even just in my work with my students. This is with my friends.
Yeah.
Like, how did I make an impact in the life of my friends?
That's right.
How do I show up, and how do I give advice and be there? So I'm that person. Like, loyalty is key to me.
Yeah.
And so in that, all the people that are connected to me are genuinely, they're not just my friends, they're my family. And so to know me is to love me, and so that's kind of who I am. And what makes me keep going every day.
So they really shouldn't get it twisted and think that you're this perfect person on social media. Like, man, you know, I've been through a little bit, but I'm good now. I don't go through no more troubles.
No, so that's what people want you to see.
Yeah.
But the reality is, we all have struggles, and what I always say is, we all addicted to something. We all got issues, and so you might put on this facade. And so today, I didn't put no makeup on. Why are you hiding? People get all fancy and want to show up in this huge way to impress people who probably don't even give a darn about you in the first place.
And I didn't wear no makeup today either, Veranda, so we both got free.
Absolutely. But so no, like, we all have our imperfections, we all have our flaws, and I know there are 1,000 things. Like, my OCD will sometimes kick in for real, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. I gotta make sure it's right. I gotta make sure this is perfect. But the reality is, we all have flaws. Sometimes we all have days where we don't want to get out of the bed. We have our moments where life is going mad, things are going on, but we still got to keep moving. So how do you self-motivate to make sure that in the midst of the craziness that you can still keep going, and don't hide behind clothes, don't hide behind makeup, trying to impress people to think that you have it all together, when the reality is stuff is going on around, things are falling down, and you can't get help unless you ask.
That's right. And see, we don't even really have to be perfect. It's almost like this imaginary person inside of us. It's like, you gotta look perfect, you gotta do this. It's like, you as a woman, you already know this, but like those filters, a woman can't take a picture. You done went through like 50 different shots before you confirmed that one of them was okay. Exactly. And even after you post, you're like, I don't really like that, I should delete it. You text 2 or 3 of your friends, because my wife would do it. What you think of that picture I just posted? Well, you busy? I'm in a meeting right now. Can you check my Facebook out real quick? What you think of that?
So I think that we all need to be free in 2018, right? Yeah. So I ain't saying walk out the house with body count, because I'm praying that God release people of that in 2018. Right, yeah. But in that, in this bubble, like, how can we show our most genuine self?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you spoke on that, because I just came back from Vegas like a week ago, right?
Okay.
And so black on black crime is real. And I'm not just talking about gunshots spreading shit in the street. I'm talking about, why are women so, jealous of another woman, or just rude, and like thinking that they're after, like, why can't we all just get along? Think about kids. Like, little kids will walk up to a playground and be like, oh, I just met this person, but this is my friend. Right. Like, this is, I like this person. So as women, or even men, why can't we do that to other people? Why can't we have that same level of genuine love?
You should be
but
able
it's just
to.
so much, like, life has transpired so much for some people, where they're so not trusting of other people and things like that. But in that, I'm saying that to say, to be your most authentic, transparent self, and be willing to open up to other people, because you never, like, the reality is, we may want to walk around like it's all together, but we all have our own issues that we're dealing with, that we're going through on a daily basis. So you got to be kind enough to know that each and every person has their own struggles, and so just because they don't show up like $1 million today, don't mean that they not working on something, because the richest people don't look like they have money.
That's true.
And so we buy stuff to impress other people. Yeah. To make it look like we got it all together, when the reality is, just be you. Be your most authentic self.
Just be you. And it's like, I used to work with a client about 1.5 years ago, and one of the biggest struggles was identity. A lot of what you were talking about. And she had a business she was trying to grow, and I said, well, why don't you do some more videos and, like, do some pictures and write stuff about it? And she's like, I don't really feel comfortable. I was like, well, what do you mean? I just don't really want to post no videos. And it really got down to it, she wasn't comfortable with who she was.
And so that's the reality for a lot of people. You have to be okay with showing up for who you are. I actually did a video a couple months ago in my headscarf, like pajamas, the whole nine. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, what people see outside of, one thing, they put this false hope, or they put these labels on you. Don't label me, because at the end of the day, I want to be unpredictable, And B, we all put our clothes on the same way each and every day.
That's
and
it.
From the movie stars to the average Joe on the street who may be homeless.
Everybody.
And so at the end of the day, like, we're all afforded an opportunity. And just because you make it or just because you get somewhere, don't forget that you can be one paycheck away from being homeless. You can be one paycheck away from just whatever. Because if you're not humble enough or making sure that you're doing your due diligence to thank God for what you do have, it could be gone in an instant.
Yeah, and that ties back to what you were saying about your theme for 2018. Talk about that again. Like, really get into that to help some of these other entrepreneurs, and maybe they should take on the same theme too.
So I haven't thought about the theme for 2018.
Oh, well, that was 17. You should say. Oh, okay,
17,
awesome.
So
okay, well, that's dope.
So that's my goal for this week.
Yeah.
To figure out. So I've already done my goals and my plans for what 2018 looks like. Haven't figured out what the theme looks like, but I will have it by January 1st.
Oh, yeah.
But 2017, just impact over popularity, because I see so many entrepreneurs that are out here. And I feel like it's just like a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Like, the reality is, there are people who need you. There are people who need your services. And if you come to them in one way, do they feel like you're genuine enough that you could be open, or that they could be open and transparent with you? And so it's not about what you're doing that people can see, because sometimes it's the stuff that you do in the background, or the moments that aren't captured on social media that are the most meaningful, right? So I know even with my family, it was making experiences over things for 2017. Because at the end of the day, if I don't buy another thing, if I don't, how can I make sure that everything that we do is an experience? How can I show you things that you haven't been exposed to? Because we buy stuff sometimes to pacify the areas in which we're lacking.
Wow.
And so with that, if you think of it and change the mindset around what it is that you're doing, or the true reason for why you do things, then maybe you'll think twice before you buy maybe that new $1,000 bag that you don't need anyway. So
really, what happened? What did you tap into that allowed you to start having this fresh perspective about entrepreneurship, life? Was it just experiences?
So it was a lot of experiences, and I looked at where I was at. Right, I worked I've always kind of been above my years.
Yeah.
But I worked in a place where people were there and they were kind of stuck.
Okay.
They were in this mentality where they didn't want to help somebody else. They were in this mentality as, okay, I got this government or this federal job, and this is the best thing. And so I got good benefits. But what does life outside of this look like? Like, you go to work every day, you come home, you may run a few errands, cook dinner. But who wants to, like, the same repetition over every day? Like, at what point are you doing something fresh? At what point are you doing something that you thoroughly enjoy?
Right.
And what you thoroughly enjoy, right? You'll do it for free if you didn't get paid. So for the first year and a half of the work that I do now, I didn't receive a dime.
Wow.
And with that, it was something that I was passionate about. So I asked people to always think about and consider. So I say, what birth possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Because even though you have contractions, think about having contractions in life. Those are the rough periods. Those are when you feel like you gonna pass out, you're not gonna make it. So as we give birth to our babies, why can't we give birth to our hopes, our dreams, and our aspirations? So just because you're having contractions, just because things are going crazy, just because life is happening and you're experiencing things, I never look at anything as a bad situation or I failed at something. I look at it as a learning opportunity to figure out what I can do different the next time, so that when I do get to where I want to go, like, hey, I've already had these struggles.
I love that.
I've already did this, and then you can use it to apply to wherever you're going next.
I love it. Now, speak about where you're going. Like, what's your biggest goal right now? What's your vision?
So my biggest goal is to have a residential component of Pregnant with Possibilities.
Okay.
And in that is, how do I provide women and children who may be displaced an opportunity to gain the skills, information, and knowledge to make it in this world, so that they don't have to go back to public housing, so that they don't have to be impoverished, so that they don't have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. so that they don't, have to worry about, oh, people are talking about me, or oh, I have to depend on somebody else, or most people get in situations or negative relationships because they're looking for somebody else to be that Jesus, or to fill a void for them that they can't fill in themselves.
Yeah.
So how do I get people from sleeping around and, messing with unhealthy relationships? And this could be from men, women, friends, whatever, to just being whole. So that's kind of that's my lofty goal for the next 5 years.
And so you're actively working towards getting there.
I am actively working to make it happen.
So what makes you not want to give up when times do get hard? Because you've had your challenges. You know that they're going to come in the future. They don't stop. What makes you like, I can't give up?
So my family is a huge motivation and impact to my life.
Okay.
But I also look at what I call my roadmap.
Okay.
Which was my goal. So I keep every goal that I've accomplished from when I started up until now, because then it allows me to see where I've been and then where I want to go. And so in that, I could say like, okay, like, God, you ain't left me yet. Like, you brought me from here. Like, when I almost was down to like $5 in my bank account.
Yeah.
But my lights never got turned off. My bills, were never cut off. Different things like that. So if I know He could do it for me one time, He could do it over and over again.
Gotcha.
And so in that is being able to trust even when you can't see, even when you're in the midst of the storms, the trials, the tribulation, just knowing that it's going to all work out in spite of what you may feel at that moment. Because that's temporary.
I love it. Now, Veranda, quick question. You got a word inside of you. Was there any thought of you being a minister one day?
So there wasn't a thought of me being a minister, even though my father is a pastor or a minister.
Shout out to Pop.
Yes, absolutely. Because so what I learned, somebody said this to me a couple of weeks ago in this realm, is that children get their worth ethic from their father. So it's important. So even though I work with moms, right?
Say that again. Say that again about the fathers.
Children get their work ethic from their father.
Wow.
So even though I work with young men, my parents have been married forever.
Yeah.
It's my father who showed me what it is to work hard, what it is to keep going. So even like undergrad, right? I'm in college and I was like, okay, I'm on break. I went and got my nail license. I've always had something else. So just in case A don't work out, then I got B, C, and D to fall back on.
Gotcha.
So in that, yes, I work with moms, but how do I show you that the people that you bring in your life, the men, have an impact and influence on what you do and what you accomplish? So it's important that maybe if your father wasn't there and you got daddy issues, how do you heal from them? And so maybe that's, getting some type of closure, seeking a counselor and different things like that. But with that, my wisdom and aspirations just come from my life experiences. And in my life experiences, I'm not going to say I've seen it all, because definitely by all means I've been sheltered from some things. But what I do know, why hold it all in, and why not share it so that I can be inspiration to somebody else, so you don't have to make the same mistakes, so you don't have to have the same struggles, and that doesn't have to be your story. So yes, I got pregnant at 16, but the man I got pregnant by and I fell in love with at 16 is not my husband. So I'm not that statistic. Yes, they counted me out when I got pregnant, and I was like, okay, you're not going to do anything with your life. But I graduated high school. I went to college. I got an undergraduate degree. I went back. I got a master's. And so in 2018, I think we're leaning towards that PhD mark, but I'm not going.
Okay.
That's another step.
She said it first on the Manny Hall show, y'all.
I did. But, so in that, you always have to be willing to grow. And not thinking that you have it all together, not thinking that you know it all. Like, you can even learn from your children, you can learn from your babies, you can learn from your friends, the people that's closest and connected to you. That pastor, I don't know, God's still working on me yet. I ain't there.
Okay.
But for what I do, right, I could just share this inspiration. I could be I'm the motivational speaker in the lives of the teens and the women that I work with. So how can I say something that will inspire you to make a difference and feel like that you can change and go after everything that they said you couldn't have?
I love that. Now, see, it's something about you as a woman. Now, I haven't really told you what I felt about you, Veranda, but I think that you are amazingly dope.
I appreciate
I think that you are brilliant. I'm very, very grateful that my wife is friends with you because you bring something to her that she will never be able to tell you. Because just being in your presence, it gives her this push. It gives her this desire to go after her stuff too.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you being who you are, not only in her life, but my life as well. And being connected to your husband is a great thing as well. And you guys really exemplify what hard work is all about.
Yeah, well, so that I can honestly appreciate, because my goal, and so even with my friends, it's like why don't we all get to where we're going? Like, why can't, like, we can all win. So we all need people who can be real vulnerable with us. Like, even me in my own mess, like, now, Veranda, you know that one right. Now, you know you're not supposed to be doing this, that, and other. And so in that moment, like, we can all share. And so, yes, I definitely appreciate that. I'm a work in progress. I'm growing each and every day. But some things I'm kind of starting to master. And so I ain't got this marriage thing mastered fully yet, but I'm working.
And none of us do, though.
And so what I can say, after year 5, when we got to that year 5 mark, it's been some of the most amazing journeys. And like, we are growing to truly be best friends.
I love it.
And I want to say that in that moment of me deciding to leave my job, when we got closer together, like he got it. And so in that, there's some times that I be like, you don't even support what I'm doing. Like, you don't for real care. But he does. And so even though we do 2 completely different things, but if I ask for help, he's always willing to help. So for that, I love and appreciate him.
I love it.
And that we could share and give to the world and to all my married friends. Like, all right, y'all. Like, they still love us.
Yeah. Now, speaking of support, you know he's gonna watch this. So go ahead and say something to him.
Well, so from the puppy love, right, to when we didn't have anything, to even being able to grow where we are, I'm definitely appreciative of being able to be on this journey with you, because I wouldn't see my life with anybody else.
I love it.
And so in that, you can be vulnerable even when Satan try to like creep in, and that old person from the past like try to creep up.
Yeah.
Like, no, I do. Like, I can't even entertain you because you're not even worth me messing up everything that I done worked so hard for. So you got to be real and get to that point, like, and be able to see the tricks, because they gonna come, right? To know that, like, nah, it's not even worth it.
I love it. So any final words for entrepreneurs out there, creative influencers that's trying to do their thing in 2018, trying to really make an impact? Again, we talked about your motto, your theme for 2017. I thought it was 18, but I was wrong. But I love it. I think I'm going to steal it. I think I'm going to steal it.
2018 is going to be big. I've been diligent enough to know that in that moment, right? Things are actually already taking off further than I can see.
Yeah.
And so with that, what I will say is keep trusting, keep praying. Make sure that you are faithful to God, and paying your tithes is very important.
Yeah.
Because what I did, as I made a commitment to, even when I didn't have, to give and to do what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And trust God with your mission. Somebody told me the other day, they was like, I don't know when you gave your organization over to God. And so we are not under faith based, and that's because I want everybody to feel welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do trust him, so you should know that.
Yeah.
That he got me regardless of if you decide to come or if you don't.
Right.
But they saw the blessings, and I was just appreciative. Like, even in that moment, I'm thankful, because you gotta realize where you are. So the people that are connected to me, this has been a real transitional period of me kind of like disconnecting kind of to get to where my dreams or aspirations, but that does not change the love or effect that I have for them. But being diligent, being understanding that sacrifice is temporary, and sometimes you gotta sacrifice things to get to where you want to go. And that could be sacrificing of money, that could be sacrificing your time, that could be sacrificing of anything. But just knowing that if you keep pushing, if you keep being persistent, if you keep working, at the end of the day, it will all pay off.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Veranda.
I appreciate it.
Can't wait for people to see this great interview. I hope that they learn and grow from it.
I hope that they do too. And as I say, birth possibilities and everything that you want to do. Just because somebody told you that you couldn't, just because you told yourself or you thought yourself out of something that you wanted to do and accomplish, I believe in you. So make sure that you make it happen and go after it.
I love it. Be blessed, sis.
Be blessed.